It's been a rough one. Pretty bad week against the Ravens. Bye week. I felt great on Sunday. I had no stress, no anxiety. I was just watching football for fun, and I loved it.
Then you got a dreaded dreaded update on your phone. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Unavailable. Then we watched a catastrophe.
It was bad. The Ravens were really bad. Ravens were very good. Don't get me wrong. Like I will say, like an offense actually looked good. I mean, Lamar. He looked great as usual. Definitely not a Lamar hater. I think he's a very
when
good
you
player.
play a defense that's on the field for 45 minutes, I'd hope.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how good your defense is. It's gonna be a bad situation when you're playing that much. The biggest takeaway I had from this game, man, was really like, yeah, I understand that. I understood like Kevin thought like Deshaun was gonna play, but my issue here is that he's not playing. So why are you having DTR scramble for his life and call these plays that were meant for Deshaun or someone like Patrick fucking Mahomes out there? Like, it's a rookie quarterback. Like, why is he in an empty set? Like let's make it easy for him. Let's do a lot of play action and run the ball. DTR threw the ball 36 times. You know how many times we ran the ball?
Probably like 5 or 6.
In total.
Probably like 13.
18.
Wow.
But 36 times you're throwing the ball with a rookie quarterback? 36 times, dude. That's crazy. Like, in the win over Tennessee, Deshaun only threw it 27? No, 32. So, like, why are we doing that? Why is DTR throwing it more than our starter? I mean, why aren't we making it easy for him? Why are we having, like the cycle of running backs that I think that are pretty good, not even in the game? Like, you're not calling on them to do anything. Like, Pierre Strong comes in and rushes for, like, he has a good game for only rushing for 6 different times. Like,
in garbage time.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense why they were calling the way they played, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Make it easy for your quarterback, and they did the opposite. It felt like Stefanski was calling the game with Baker and Green Bay. Like, it's just like, let's just hang this guy out to dry and make his life miserable, because it really felt like that, where there was nothing good taking out of this game. It just felt like he just set them up for like failure. It was a pretty abysmal offensive performance. I mean, just DTR is clearly not ready. But also, I mean, he had no help. So defense looked good for what they were. They couldn't really stop the run, though. That was the big takeaway. But same thing. We've had this thought process for years and years. You keep running the ball. It doesn't matter if you keep continuously do it over and over and over again. It's eventually going to work. And that's exactly what happened. Because when you have a defense out there for that long, they start to break down. And Kevin had different plans. So that's my takeaway from this. Yeah, man, going forward, it's very concerning with Deshaun out again this week against the Niners. And PJ Walker getting the start on Sunday.
Well, I mean, pretty much you summed it up. I'm not gonna take that last week's loss as the end of the world, nor am I gonna take this week's loss. Already premature loss.
But I will say last week's loss told me a lot about Kevin's offense.
It tells me a lot about the organization. We're in Kevin Stefanski's world. It's just one of those things. He's a very stubborn coach. It's one thing not to give your plays up. I can understand it. I can respect it. But, I mean, it's bad. It's bad for perspective here that you're making excuses that you were not ready for DTR to start.
Yeah, like, I don't give a shit if you weren't ready, dude. Like, this is not...
It's not an excuse.
My
issue with this whole week was Deshaun that whole entire week leading into this game was not taking reps. So you should have had an idea. Maybe we need to get ready for a backup plan. You should always have a backup plan for a young quarterback.
Yeah. But and not only that, but you should also just be like, okay, let's simplify this offense a little bit, just a little bit. Make it easy for him. Like what? Like he was calling plays like Watson was out there. He's not like DTR is not Deshaun Watson. Why are you doing this to him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you run the ball heavy, you have him make easy throws, and they did the opposite.
Yeah, they do. They do the opposite. They did. That poor guy. that poor guy. That's all I gotta say,
dude.
And
the offensive line was atrocious. Also,
yeah,
like Jedrick Wills was really bad. Dewan didn't have his best play. I mean, even Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio didn't look great, and also Joel Bitonio is out this week.
And Nathan Poitchich might be out as well.
And David Njoku's also out, so fun.
Yeah. So, yes. I think it's been a very typical Browns week.
Yeah.
A lot of drama. Nothing being said. We just know Deshaun is out and he hasn't spoke to the press.
And dude, and Kevin's also just acting super weird.
It is very weird.
He's acting weird.
Well, when you basically openly bash your quarterback after a game like that, I think there's going to be a little tension.
Yeah.
People are saying that Deshaun doesn't want to play here no more, or there's him and Kevin and Deshaun aren't getting along. You know what? To me, that makes sense. Well, I'll say one thing. If it really comes down to it, I'll tell you who's out the door. It's gonna be Stefanski.
Yeah, you make it work or you're gone, dude. Like
he's had enough time to figure it out. Last week, who do you put that on? Who do you put that on? You can't put that on AB. You can't put that on the offensive line. You can't put that on DTR. DTR was a victim of his own circumstance.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Yeah. At the end of the day, you weren't ready. Kevin was not ready. That's what it was. At the end of the day, that's what it was.
That was a Matt Canada playbook for you.
Yeah, it was atrocious, man. And really going forward, it makes you very concerned for... Yeah, like I said, coaching staff. Kevin he's really cranking up that thermostat on himself, and we'll see how hot it gets. And I honestly do think it's his own doing, because you said it. He's very stubborn. He's not giving up play calling. Refused to give up play calling. And not only that, but like he doesn't listen to anyone else. He thinks like he's like the guy in his head, of like I got this. And it's like, man, like you clearly don't have it enough. Like, you might have some good concepts, but like you need to flush it out with another person. Like Van Pelt is there, but I mean, how much is he there? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think like
he's irrelevant.
He's very much like a yes man to Kevin at this point. And I think at the end of the day, it's like I think it's his way or the highway, and that concerns me very much if ego's going to get in the way. Going forward, I don't know.
We're gonna just skip the predictions at the end because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
My prediction right now is Jim Schwartz will be the head coach by next year.
I just talking Dominic. If you're watching this, dude, he texted me this morning. That's what he said. He said Jim Schwartz might be promoted.
And this is where I'll start. Now, we all know that Stefanski's on the hot seat, but last week if you're gonna put together an argument, this is probably the number one, backup of your information. This is your argument right here. Last week's game, against Baltimore, it was just bad prep all the way around. The way he handled the Watson situation.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, you want to keep it behind closed doors, but you knew there was a possibility he wasn't going to play. And then he turned around and said he decided day of the game that he couldn't play. Yeah. There's footage out there of him not throwing the ball 12 yards. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to dig up the dirt here,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. But the bottom line is this: that there's two sides of the ball on the week of Baltimore. One side played with emotion on the defense. They held the Baltimore offense in the second half to 26 yards. 26. Okay? They may have scored a touchdown, two touchdowns in the second half, but it's all about field position. When the offense cannot move the ball and they force the defense to be on the field for the whole game, they're considered lucky that they only gave up 28 points.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, for an offense like
It was a constant short field for Baltimore. I thought about
right,
one or two drives.
right, when you have a 30-second drive for 4 consecutive drives, you should lose the game.
But don't you think you should, like, I don't know, have some changes or something that you throw in there, so, you know, that you go into halftime or something? It just didn't work, and he was like beating a dead horse with his play calling.
Yeah.
It made no sense, and he kept doing it.
It's just so evident what you can see on both sides of the ball.
And
this is the head coach's team.
Yeah, and
the
like-
head coach's side of the ball is offense, and they have no emotion whatsoever. The defense and Jim Schwartz,
they're playing tough.
even when they're giving up 28 points, they're fucking out there trying to make a play.
Yeah, dude, they're like robots out there on offense. Like, yeah, like defense is playing with emotion. They're playing for fun. Offense just looks stagnant, man. And I know obviously the offensive line is banged up, and they've been kind of struggling. They struggled through that Baltimore game. I get it, but there's things you can do to circumvent that and just do certain things to like prevent those types. You know, like do more motion. Also, where's the motion? There's no motion at all in this offensive scheme right now. And you know, like swing someone out. They're not doing it. Like make it easy for listen, our running back, just run the ball, swing a lineman. Like do why are we doing this anymore? Like we were doing for years to patch up the things that you know that we had broken on that offense. We've been doing it for years with Baker, and you did it last year with Jacoby. Why didn't we do that this past week with the Ravens? It makes no sense why we didn't do that. You knew we were deficient at quarterback, and you still threw the ball almost 40 times. What is going on? Like it doesn't make any sense. And you'd think you'd make adjustments, and there's no adjustments. You came back in that second half, and you did the same thing you did in the first half that wasn't working for 2 quarters.
He just has no feel for the game.
Oh,
And I mean, let's just end this Baltimore week with this.
yeah.
His feel for the game is just not there. You've seen it more than once this season already, where Stefanski has felt a lack for how his quarterback is playing. Struggling, or even the offensive line. He does not give it up. But he gives up on the run game.
But the thing is, like, this offensive line is not the offensive line from 2020 or even 2021. These guys have aged.
Schematically, it's completely different.
It's different, but also these guys have aged. Wills has regressed. DeJuan Jones is a rookie. You know, Teller and Botonio are clearly beat up, or I don't know what's going on with Wyatt Teller. Botonio's beat up. He's clearly hurt, but like Teller isn't playing his best football right now. You know, our center is Posick is out, and we're basically dealing with Nick Harris right now because Whippler's hurt. Like this is a banged up team, and he's playing it like we have the best offensive line in the NFL still, and like that's gonna get your quarterback, and you know, gonna get him hurt.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I think looking forward to Sunday, they got their hands filled with the best team in the league.
best team in the league.
They're phenomenal on both sides of the ball. Defensively, you can go up and down the list of that starting defense. They're good luck.
Yeah, there's some studs on that team.
They're definitely a lot better than Baltimore. You go on the offensive side of the ball, you probably got the best play caller. Maybe not. Outside of Andy Reid, the best play caller in the game. You want to
Yeah.
see an offense that's ran in beautiful motion, that they're consistently got people in motion before the play call. You got every single weapon you could ask
I
for.
love Kyle
You,
Shanahan, dude.
you
He's the
got a great
best.
offensive line. You got
It's
McCaffrey,
it.
that's a dual threat running back. You got George Kittle that can kill
You
you, and
got
then
Debo Samuel.
Debo Samuel that you can put in the backfield.
You can. I mean, he's like the best gadget.
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon
They
Ayuk,
even got like their Jawan
Jennings.
Jennings,
Yeah.
who's a clutch receiver. Now they add this Bell kid from Michigan that's been playing outstanding for them. It's just
Yeah.
pick your goddamn poison this week.
Yeah, and
This is
and on defense, I mean, you keep naming them also. They also added Randy Gregory. So
for a juice box, and
yeah, yeah,
a
literally.
small bag of
Uh,
goldfish.
yeah. Also, you see Denver just cut Frank Clark today.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
crazy. Um, so yeah, I mean, this team is very stacked. They have very good play callers. They know what they're doing. Um, I mean, you can list off pretty much everyone on the offensive defensive side and be like, okay, they're very good. But it's like how they're schemed. Like I wish the Browns were them, and it still makes me upset because we had Kyle Shanahan as our offensive coordinator.
Can you imagine where it would be
Oh my god!
if they just like, hey, you know what? We're gonna give the coaching, head
Yeah.
coaching job to Shanahan.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh man,
It'd be incredible. But I mean, that's
that's what good
a
play
decade
calling.
too late, right?
It's like
Um,
fucking artwork what he does.
yeah. It looks so easy, but
But
also a very complex but fluid and easy motion. Like I feel like it's easy for them to understand, but it's hard for the defense to recognize. Is how I describe the 49ers offense.
yes, it's very simple. But what they do before the play is where they get you. Most of the time, what the deal was, wherever you check would line up, that's ideally where the ball would go. Well, now what they're doing is they're motioning 3, 4 people before the snap. They broke it down very well on the Sunday Night Football this week. Was they were showing the motions before the game. Remember, they played the Dallas Cowboys. This is not
So,
bottom of the league defense. This is probably in the last 5 years they've been the best defense in the
I
league.
mean, fantasy they have like over 100 points or something right now.
Yeah,
Which
so
is pretty freaking crazy.
this
For
is
a
not a
defense.
roller. I get they're beat up, but what they were doing them before the snap was unbelievable. They were moving them out of position. That way they would open space for whoever they were giving the ball to. And it was just absolutely blew my
Yeah,
mind.
even that touchdown that they threw to the fullback. Blank on his name. Kyle. What was it? Juszczyk.
Juszczyk.
Yeah, from Medina, by the way. Super cool. Same kind of thing. Like they did like a fake handoff. They brought all the defensive backs up, and then rolled out, and then Juszczyk was just there in the corner of the end zone,
Wide open.
wide open. Like how they do it is incredible. Like they throw the defense off so much, um, where there's always someone open, and so it's like pick whoever because they're all good. Uh, so yeah, I mean I don't even know. Keys to this week, man. Just don't get hurt, right? Like just don't have anyone just walk out of this week with any injuries. I'm cool with.
The schedule hypothetically lightens up in the
Yeah.
next couple
And
weeks.
if there was one part of the schedule where, Deshaun was hurt, have him hurt for this stretch, so now he's got he's gonna be 3 full weeks rested. I'm
Well,
cool.
I'm hoping he's ready to go next week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If there was a game to be like, all right, we don't want him to play,
I don't want him to
it
play
would
this
be
week.
this one.
Yeah, 100%. And even like Miles was in a boot after the Ravens game. He's clearly banged up. So there's a lot of guys. Darius Smith was also kind of banged up during that game. So I don't know. This is gonna be a tough week to watch. But we're gonna watch it either way because we're fans.
Pain.
I'm gonna be in a lot of pain on Sunday. I'll be have a lot of beers.
Yeah.
But
You're gonna have to swipe the card a lot this week.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't really have a prediction for this week. You know my prediction. I'm not going to be a homer this week. I don't want to give it a score, but I just hope we see something from PJ Walker, and we run the ball. And
Yeah.
Kevin does something
No.
that
Not Kevin Stefanski.
that just yes, like something that like a competent head coach would do, or a play caller. Let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I doubt it, but like, you know what I mean? I'm hoping for the best. No one get hurt. Hopefully we hang in there and don't get blown out. Go Browns.
Fucking rough week.
I am hurting inside.
Hey. Yeah. I'm just hoping for a fucking slop fest. If it rains, gosh,
50% rain.
that gives us somewhat of a chance. I don't know why. Whenever it rains, it evens the playing field for any team.
Especially in this stadium, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let it get sloppy. Let it be a run the goddamn ball game. Just, I don't.
You know what?
I'd rather lose the ball running it 50 times with 50 yards.
The second you said that, Kevin's throwing it for 50 times. He's like, fuck it. PJ Walker will launch that bad
Playing
boy.
in the hurricane. We'll throw it 50 times with a backup quarterback.
Yeah. It felt like, the Saints game last year. Fuck this run game. Let's throw it. It's -20 out. Oh, God.
We only have the best running back in the whole fucking league.
Don't care.
Let's throw the ball,
Don't
man.
care.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck him.
It's gonna fucking break his leg anyways.
Dude.
You fucking dumbass. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's just sign Kareem Hunt to just do absolutely nothing.
Fire Stefanski, yo.
I'm like.
I'd rather have Freddie Kitchens.
I wouldn't go that far. But I will say.
Give me Hugh Jackson. At least he would run the fucking ball.
Dude, I don't know. You're having the worst options right now, man. Yeah, I would have Kevin over any of those guys you just said. I don't care. Those guys are horrible.
Fine, Chudzinski. Mike Chudzinski. That dude would run the damn ball. And he had nothing on his team. He had no talent at all. I think that was...
That dude is the equivalent of a high school head coach, in my opinion.
Chudzinski?
Yes.
Dude, Chudzinski was easily the best coach the Browns had since they came back, other than Crennel.
Dude, you can't say Romeo was good.
Yes, he was. 10-6.
Dude, for 1 year.
Still. They fired him after they went 6-10 when all their players got hurt the next year.
Okay, I mean, Romeo was...
They only gave him 2 years.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but like at the same time, like it was a bad organization, bad team.
Probably.
Cornell was not a good coach. But also none of the guys. I get your point. None of these guys that we've had have been good coaches. Kevin has been the best coach that we've had, but he's still not it. He's not a franchise guy. Clearly, it's in my head now he's bad, and the thing is that he's just in his way with his own ego, and it's never going to get better. If you've met any of these guys in the real world that is like, wow, this guy is like, doesn't see it. It's right in front of him. He doesn't see it. He's already lost. I really hope he turns it around. But right now, dude, he's just on the thermostat, cranking his own seat up right now. And
I mean, it's just they do not adjust at all.
No.
Offensively.
No.
Defensively,
they
have adjusted, and that's like the first time we've seen that in forever. Offensively, it's just you go look at these other play callers throughout the league. The Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears have been struggling for 4 weeks. Thursday Night Football last week against Washington. They had them as like almost 10-point dogs in that game. They go on the road on primetime game against one of the better defenses in the league and completely open a can of whoop ass on them. They went away from everything they were doing when they lost and went to play around the strengths of their quarterback.
Dude,
nobody's questioning Justin Fields now.
Yeah, it's crazy what 2 weeks will do to you.
When you play to the strengths of the players you have on the field,
that's another thing. Dude, is like I feel like Kevin looks at these people like these guys on our roster, and is like, I don't care what you're good at. Like, oh, Elijah Moore, hey, you know what I'm gonna do with you? Jet sweeps exclusively. like what are you talking about? Like, the talent that
And if it's not there, run backwards.
yeah, from
You're fast enough.
minus 20 yards. Like, dude, like there's things that he just doesn't care. Doesn't care. Like, he's like, I'm gonna utilize you how I want to utilize you, and not what you're good at. Same thing with Deshaun to a point. The RPOs are not there. They're almost non-existent this year.
Well, are they there? That's the question. They could be doing them, and he's just not taking it.
That's true.
That's the whole point of the RPO.
I know, but I mean, he hasn't been. I guess it's a Deshaun thing then at that point. But I don't know.
Well, the one time you run your quarterback, look what happens.
I hate these. I hate running the quarterbacks. Like Patrick Mahomes is a perfect example. He runs when there's space and there's nothing else downfield. These quarterback keepers piss me off, dude. I see Josh Allen. I see Danny
Lamar has made it an artwork.
Yeah, well, that's Lamar Jackson. He's different. Daniel Jones, terrible quarterback, by the way. I can't believe the Giants are stuck with him for 4 years. $160 million. But same thing with him. These guys are going to be very hurt. Look at Deshaun. Clearly got hurt. Don't do that. Don't do it. I hate it.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan to a certain extent, but they haven't even done it. Like they might be in your shoes. Like, you don't want your quarterback to get hurt, but ideally, if you have a running quarterback and it's been very successful doing it, you need to play to their strengths, and that is one of them. And they're just not doing it. I get what you're saying, but ideally, if they're a running quarterback, you need to do these things because it takes the eye off of the pass. It takes the eye off the run. It changes a lot of things.
You need to be safe with it.
I know.
Slide down.
I know, but they're
Deshaun's throwing his shoulder.
That's more Deshaun than anything.
I know.
It's
what I mean. Like he helicoptered, in the air a couple weeks ago. It's like, dude, you did not need it. And I'm pretty sure that's the play he got hurt on.
Though it was the one where he
need to do that.
He was trying. They ran it right up the middle, and he tried to he trucked the safety, and he got group tackled at the 3-yard line, and that's where he fucked it up. But he still went 8 for 9 and threw for 98 yards and a touchdown after that. So
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not trying to.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Not a doctor. Yeah. Colts week next week.
Gardner Minshew Colts.
Yes. Good luck, Browns.
Go Browns.
Yeah, go Browns.
No one get hurt, please.
I honestly, if it's a slop fest, I feel like it's going to be close. But for now, I'm going to say 20-6 Niners.
I'm not giving a single prediction of this game. But go Browns. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Pain.
Pain.